Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm continuing my quest to string 300 rackets at home in 2025 with rackets numbers 120 and 121, a pair of Head Radical Pros. These are the newest paint job of these rackets. And they'll be strung with Lynx Tour 16 gauge. As you can see, the machine's all the way up. That's because I am setting the tension. Mains will be at 48, crosses at 46. This is a client request, and this is the same client that did the E-Zone 98 tours recently. He said that he's been a Radical player for quite a while and was trying the new E-Zone 98 tours, and he's not quite sure that they are for him yet. He's still got them. He's been playing them, but he said that they feel like they swing a little slower than the Radicals. Statistically, maybe just a little bit. The swing weight is just a touch higher. But not incredibly different in my opinion, but everybody's feels a little different, and if he thinks these are faster, then they're faster to him. And that's really all that matters, because rackets are all personal preference. No one racket, regardless of internet reviews and hype, is really any better for you than any other one. They're just a little different. And since this is this year's racket, I will string the whole thing and give you the pattern on it, even though I don't believe the pattern on this racket has changed in 40 years. Not really 40 years. I know that's an exaggeration, but I know I've been using a Radical for quite a while, and that the pattern has been the same for probably going on 10 years now between the MP and the Pro. And that's not a bad thing by any means. They're good solid rackets. They're good all-court rackets, so they're good from the baseline. They're good at the net. It's a good serving racket. You can kind of do it all. I would say a Radical is a marginally more advanced racket because it is a thinner, flatter beam. Like, you're probably not starting as a 2.530 with a Radical and finding a lot of immediate success, because they are kind of underpowered and you have to do the work on the ball yourself. You can't expect the racket to really do it for you. But at your 3.5, 4.0, 4.5 level and above, it's an excellent option that you kind of see all over the higher levels of tennis, whether it's professional or college level. And, you know, some of the stuff you see on TV on the Pro Tour is not what it is advertised as. Like Fritz's rackets, not a Radical that you or I are buying off the shelf. They are a very tight 1820, and I believe they're a significantly older model. I think and they may not even be a Radical model. They may be, I think somebody told me they're a Prestige, but like at best they're like a UTEC IG Radical, because I think that's the last time they did the 1820 in this beam profile. because it's the same size head. It's just a much, much tighter pattern. And then he also uses what I would call kind of sticky strings on top of it being a tighter pattern. Makes it a little difficult to string with any sort of pace. And he also, what some people might find a little odd based on him being a pro player and using them so much, he also has a preferred racket, and I would bet it changes from time to time as rackets get worn down and broken and degrade. But at least last year for the U.S. Open, when he made the final, he had 3 rackets that he turned in. I strung 3. And then he came and he hit his favorite one for the warm-up. And then the racket came back. And I strung it again. And then he hit that favorite one again for the first set. And then both players sent encourts. And I strung that same racket for the 3rd time that day. Because he just decided he liked that one the most. All of his rackets were customized to match, as you would expect for a player of that caliber. But, you know, everybody's got something in their mind or something in their hand. You know, in his mind, they feel a little different. One plays a little better. One's just the preferred racket, and that's okay. I think everybody kind of does that regardless of level. You find one that you like more than the other, even if they are the same. Even if you're like this guy and you get your rackets matched so that they are the same, you still end up having a preferred racket. And that could be a racket that's maybe got a higher twist weight or a lower twist weight, or you just feel like the grip is more formed to your hand, or whatever it is. There's really no reason most of the time that your favorite racket's your favorite racket. Just kind of is. So on this racket, you've got 4 sets of grommets across the bottom. So you'll start at the top with your poles. The racket being a 16-19, starting at the top, will finish your mains at the top. Your main skip is 7 top and bottom. It's the same it's 8 top and bottom. 8 skip top and bottom. You've just got a single skip on radicals. 8 skip top and bottom. And then you go back and you tie that top main to number 7, because that is the nearest tie-off point to your outside main. And also because, like I've said in a couple other videos, these head rackets are really well marked, and that's where it tells you to tie off. Like, there's a little indicator right there on the racket that says tie off M. On these particular rackets, listen to the racket, make it easy on yourself. Head make sure the holes were open, then make sure the holes were reasonably close. Use them. Your cross tie off at the top on this racket is going to be 6 head. Again, it is marked. If you're using the same string like I am, so this is all Lynx Tour in the champagne color. If you're using the same string, use that tie off. There's no reason to go outside unless you just really want to. But you can go outside on this racket, like if you were doing a gut polyester hybrid. You could absolutely go outside, and you would end up tying off, I would say on this racket, all the way down at your 3rd cross, because your 2nd cross is going to be too close to the mains, and the hole is really, really tight, so you're going to have a lot of difficulty getting the tie-off string in there. So I would say if you're doing a hybrid on this, and you're going to go poly to poly, gut to gut, you're going to have to go down to your 3rd cross to get there. So you'll end up with a little bit of a long run at the top, but not terrible to make sure that you're matching strings. And then at the bottom, again, since it's the same string, I'll be tying off at 7 in the throat. So I'll have a main and a cross tied to the same string at the top and the bottom on one side of the racket, which no big deal. Again, the markings on the frame indicate that's where you're supposed to go. So Head planned for that. If you were to go outside because you're doing a hybrid, same thing. It's going to be the same as the top. You're going to end up either having to do a loop back, or you're going to end up with a long run because you're going to have to get all the way up to 3 to have the room and to have the hole open enough for you to tie off cross to cross. These are great rackets. One of my preferred rackets to string. As you could probably tell from the video where I strung in every gauge of Solinco Tour Bite to test weight and swing weight and how they affected it on rackets, I used a Radical for that video because the pattern is just stringer's pattern. It's easy to do. It's a 16-19. It's nice and open, but it's got a nice even density to it while it is an open pattern. As far as open patterns go, it's maybe sort of closed because it is a 98, but great pattern for stringers and players alike. Plenty of spin friendly, but you can also flatten the ball out on your ground strokes. And I think the different shades of neon look pretty good on these. The orange like this, as a South Carolina alum, is a little loud. The model that I play is the older orange and gray model, so not quite as orange, but even that one early on, you kind of get little sideways glances from the people that know you and know you're working with the college program, and then you're playing with an orange racket. Getting close to the end here, and then I'll actually have one more to do for him. But for that second one, we'll throw it in high speed so you don't have to listen to me babble on about what a great racket this is the entire time. Because oddly enough, I don't have a whole lot to talk about this time. Kind of gone over in the last few videos how I feel about when you should restring and tension maintenance and rackets for different levels of play and all that sort of stuff. And at some point I'll break down and start making some content solely along those lines on how often you should restring and rackets for different play styles and different play levels and all that fun stuff. But for right now, just finishing up racket 120 at home of 2025. As I said, tying off on 7 on the throat. So going to end up with a main and a cross tied off in the same hole on the same string on this racket, because there's a main at the top there. Straighten it up. So kind of no matter what you do, you're going to need a final straightening at the end. Everybody's is a little different. There are people that straighten a little more as they go. I am pushing the crosses to kind of straighten them as I go, but with a shaped string like this, they still end up with a little displacement kind of all over the place, regardless of what I do. So I'm going to get those straightened back out. Everything's square with each other. And that's a slight different thing. That yes, they can be square to each other and still be crooked. You're looking for square to one another and also perpendicular to one another. You're looking for basically like grid paper, like graph paper you'd get when you were a kid. It's kind of what you're looking for on your string beds when you're straightening. All right, 120 on the year complete. $121 coming right up. So for this super speed video, I did slow it down. It's either at 2/3 or half speed, so you could actually kind of see the process. And if you can't tell, I also moved the camera, and it's actually attached to the machine, so it's turning with the turntable to kind of give you a different visual than what you normally see. It did create some difficulties for me having to work around it, but you know, just trying to make it so that you can see the stringing as it actually occurs. Really enjoy these rackets, really enjoy this pattern. One of my favorite rackets to string, absolutely, with the Radicals, and hope you guys enjoyed the different speed and different view of this portion of the video. Rackets 120 and 121 on the year complete. A pair of matched Head Radical Pros with Lynx Tour 16 gauge at 48 in the mains, 46 in the crosses. 2 pieces on each. They are identical twins. All the knots are in the same place. The tails are all the same length. The rackets look and play and spec out exactly the same. If you liked what you saw today, please like the video. If you'd like to see more of this kind of stuff, please also subscribe to the channel. If you would like to learn more about me, feel free to click the link in the description to my Facebook or to my website to learn a little more about my background and my stringing and customizing experience. And if you would like to help me on my quest to string 300 rackets at home in 2025, and you're in the Lexington, Irmo, Gilbert, Chapin, Columbia, Ballantyne, Batesburg, Leesville, Pillion area, please reach out to me. You can, again, go to the description, find my business Facebook page, and reach out to me that way. I would love to string some rackets and make a video for you. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.